Okay, go ahead, Tucker.
Tucker Conley. I'm from Portland. And just a fun fact is I used to be the board president for CFIL. So, yeah.
Great. Josh, do you have a question?
It says recording in progress.
Yes. So Lori's now recording this so that we can share it for folks that
Oh,
weren't able to be here, so that people know who to vote for on the board.
Alright.
Great. Thanks, Tucker. Brian or Stewart or Georgia?
Yeah, I guess I'll go. I'm Brian Harnish. I live in Orono. I'm a part of the Bangor chapter. I would bring a solid technology background. I've worked in advocacy before. I was staff at the Center for Community Inclusion and Disability Studies back in the early 2000s. So I'm still in touch with those folks. Actually, I'm going to be presenting at the conference with one of those folks. And if somebody has any questions, I guess that's about it.
Great. Stewart or Georgia? Georgia, would you like to go?
Oh, Stewart raised his hand.
Oh, go ahead, Stewart.
Hi, my name is Stewart Howlett. I am from Marsville, Maine, and I want to join the the position for tractor.
Chapter.
For the board.
of directors.
Yeah, board director.
Great.
Thank you, Stewart. And Georgia.
Hi, my name is Georgia West. I am part of Caribou's chapter. Let's see, this is my first time to do anything like this, but I have 2 degrees, which is one is business studies and social science. And other one I just completed for the 3rd time. It's information technology concentrated network management specialization. And I like to do, I've done painting, I have done some artwork, and my son just got me a bike. So right now I got to get the handlebar fixed, but I was trying to ride it the other day. I ain't walking to the pond to meet somebody. But I really like to give a chance to be on the board of directors, because it will be my first time to do anything. I mean, I just raised my kid and now he's doing his own thing. So it's mom's time to do her thing.
Wonderful. Thank you, Georgia.
Thank you.
Are there questions? Eric, I see your hand.
Yeah, just my question. I'm not necessarily directing this at Tucker, because I know Tucker from serving on the board in the past, but the new folks. My question for the new folks is what are some of your attributes, and what are you looking to accomplish while serving on the board of directors?
So Eric, I'm gonna help make your question. You used a couple of bigger words, and I want to make sure that everyone can understand what your question is. So you're looking for, like, what are some of the things that people will bring with them to serve on the
Yes.
board of directors to do a good job?
Yes.
Great. And I'll let everybody answer that, because not everybody knows Tucker.
Right.
And I think it's important for everyone to have the chance to answer the question.
Okay.
So does somebody want to answer that first? Like what kind of skills or experiences do you bring?
I guess I'll go first. I bring, like I said, I have a fairly strong technology background. I have a background in advocacy. I've been on many boards or groups, I guess. I've been a part of many groups, and I'm on the board for one of them already. The Consumer Council System of Maine. I think I've been on that board for a little over a year or so.
Great.
And I love networking, meeting new people, bringing folks into the group that we may find interesting to do speaking or potential new members.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Who would like to answer next? Georgia, Tucker, Stewart?
I'll go. I obviously have some leadership and advocacy experience on the board before, so I'll be bringing that. And also, I'm an English major, so I'm pretty good at like looking over documents and making sure everything like sounds good and everything. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tucker. Georgia?
Well, now in the past, I did help I'm originally from Indiana, so I taken care of families that had small children, and I taken care of older people. And I figure, with my disability, I want to have a say in how things are run in Congress and all that. It's time to speak out and make some changes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Georgia. And Stewart?
Help out people with technology and friends.
Wonderful. Thanks, Stewart. Are there other questions for the candidates?
What are we talking about?
Today, Hope, we have 4 of the 6 candidates who are running for the board are talking and introducing themselves so that people know who they are. And we're taking an opportunity to ask them any questions that we might have so that we know who folks will be voting for at our conference coming right up in September.
I think Brian did get it. He's the most helpful guy ever.
Well, thank you, Hope.
And a really funny guy.
I don't know that we're not necessarily campaigning for anyone, but we're asking them questions of how they would do the job. So, but
Oh,
thank
I
you.
thought we were picking one.
Not today. We're not. We're going to do that at the
Oh.
conference or right
Sorry.
before the conference. That's
Sorry,
okay.
we're picking it.
Hope, I'll come to your chapter next week, I think, to get your vote on that, okay?
Okay, that
All
sounds
right.
better.
Great. Thanks, Hope. John, I do see your hand, but I'm going to see if there's any of the members first who have questions before I ask staff if they have questions, okay? Thank you.
Nicole.
I was gonna come back because I thought I saw Nicole trying to unmute. So go ahead, Nicole. Arthur's gonna help unmute for you. He's working on it. He's gonna go get someone. All right, so we'll come back to you, Nicole, with your question. Is there somebody in the meantime while Arthur gets help to unmute that anyone has a question?
If Brian does get picked, what will he do for the board? Like
That's a
for
great.
different- different stuff that we come up with.
That's a great question. Yeah, so that's a great question, Hope. So what would happen if somebody does, so when we vote for the board candidates, you're voting for somebody to represent you on the board of directors. And the board for SUFU runs the organization. They make decisions about the SUFU financials. They make decisions about overall programs. And they make decisions about the direction that SUFU is going to go in. And so if the people are selected, then they will be going to a monthly meeting where we talk about SUFU business, and they will be taking on the responsibility to show up for those types of meetings. And then they might also be asked to serve on a committee. Well, as soon as I finish answering this, we will come right to you, okay? And so they might be asked to serve on a board committee, like the finance committee, a nomination committee, some sort of project committee, or, you know, a legislative committee. And really, they're just bringing their skills to the table for discussion and for leadership. So we're going to go to Nicole for her question.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make room for Arthur. We're kind of here. So I have two silly questions.
Mm-hmm.
7 spots open and 6 people running. Aren't they pretty much on the spot?
Well, yeah, I mean, doing the math on it, obviously, if we were to have a candidate who didn't get any votes, then, you know, that would be the membership speaking that they didn't think that they should be on the board. But essentially, you know, it is favorable that everyone would be elected.
And really silly question. Okay, you said there's 7 seats and 6 candidates. So who's running for the 7th spot?
We did not get enough board applications completed.
Gee, if I'd known, I would have applied.
Yeah, so
a little late now.
It is now. However, you know, if people do want to complete a board application for next year, it's not too early to do that. And I believe the board application is still posted on our website.
Can I be sent a copy in the mail?
I'm sure we could get that to you.
All right. Oh, one more thing before I forget, and I'm really sorry, but if I register for the conference online tomorrow, is that okay?
Yes.
All right, because that's the earliest I'm able to register, because that's when I'll have everything in my account.
Oh, and Nicole, yeah, don't worry about that. I'll talk with you after if you could stay on for 1 minute after we're done here today, so I can.
Yeah, awesome. I can definitely do that.
Okay. Arthur, did you have a question?
Yeah, I've been at for being president, and I got no letter or nothing. And I like being the president because I was president last time, and then somebody took over, and then I can have back on it.
You're talking about your chapter?
Yes, I was the president at 4.
Yeah, so that's something you should bring up with your chapter.
Because I would like to be back on again.
Well, you should talk with your chapter and your chapter advisor, who is Lisa. Okay?
Who did I have to talk to?
Lisa and your chapter.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And
All right.
I'd like to apologize for being late. I got back from an appointment, so that's.
Well, I'm glad you could join us, Sarah. Great. Mary Ann Swank, did you have a question?
Unmute.
Yeah,
You are unmuted, so that's why I was wondering.
I want to be back on the board because I like what I was doing. I get to talk to people, and they listen to what I'm saying. They listen to me. And I think I can bring in more people.
Marianne, you still are on the board of directors.
Well, I was told that I wasn't,
Who told you that?
By who?
but when I remember.
No, trust me, you are on the board of directors. I
Oh, yeah.
just did all the CPA stuff. You're definitely on the board.
All right.
You haven't went
Marianne,
anywhere.
yeah, Marianne, if someone tells you that again, you need to tell them they need to talk to me about that.
Okay.
I'll set them straight.
I'm sure you will. You're not chewing gum. What's the matter with you?
I am.
Oh, yes, you are.
Hey, we're recording, guys.
Yes. Okay. Eric, I had seen your hand before.
Yeah, definitely. I like the conversation today, and what I was going to mention before, was also when you were talked about committees and running the organization. One of the committees that you left out was ad hoc committees. Sometimes we have an ad hoc committee. Just say for an example, a bylaws committee could be an ad hoc committee that sometimes you ask board members to serve on.
Yeah, Eric, I wasn't trying to be inclusive of all the committees we have. I was just giving examples for people.
Right.
Yeah, thanks. John, you had a question?
Yeah, I know that people have served on other boards before, but I'd like to know what they can bring from those boards to this board.
So Tucker, Brian, Georgia, Stewart, anybody want to answer that?
I can bring networking, having different groups work together, maybe. I am on, I think, 4 different committees.
Great. Tucker?
I haven't been on any other board. So what was the question? I'm sorry.
John, do you want to repeat your question?
I don't think I could answer because I don't think I've been on any other board.
If you've been on any other boards, what would you bring to this board?
Okay, I haven't been on any other board, so I can't really answer.
Okay.
Georgia?
Well, I mean, basically, like I said, to have a voice and make sure everybody has a say in how they're going to live and survive. I mean, I've been on disability since 2005, and I'm recovered from a heart condition, trauma to spine, and all that. I know I've talked to some people who are on disability, and they're kind of hurt that they don't get a say in who's their doctor going to be, or do they have to travel down south? Because I had to travel down to Bangor to have my hip replaced, and I live in Caribou. Well, at the time I was living in Limestone, but I mean, to help people get around better and not be so restricted in one area.
Great. Thank you, Georgia. And Stewart, do you want to have anything to say to that?
Technology.
Great. Thank you. Regina, I see you had a hand up. Are you still with us, Regina?
Oh yes, I'm here. Sorry about that. My phone's running on low, so that's why no video. My question for everybody is, how do you, if we have a very tough board meeting or even one that may be a little bit overwhelming for you, what do you do for self-care? To me, that's really important to make sure you recuperate and think about any important issues during these meetings. Just thought to ask about that.
Great question, Regina. Who would like to answer that first?
I can answer if that's okay.
Go ahead, Tucker.
Well, actually, I've been working out a lot more. So if I had a tough meeting, I'd probably do like either some walking or some working out to just, because sometimes meetings are hard, but you have to power through it. And they'll get better maybe next meeting. So probably work out and walk.
Yeah, great. Stewart, how about you?
Try to keep myself healthy.
Mm-hmm. Great. Georgia?
I think here, I have some toys that you squeeze. So if you're getting stressed out, so I bought myself some things. So I'm like anxious about something. I like, I have soft toys, and that helps. Or I bring I do coloring. I have coloring books. So, or if I'm on my phone, I look up on certain things to do to cope with things.
Great. Thank you, Georgia. And Brian?
I also keep something akin to a fidget toy by my desk so that I can have some kind of sensory thing going on while I'm listening because it helps me. I also feel like I have the ability to compartmentalize things, kind of break things up into smaller chunks so that it's not quite as overwhelming for me. I practice meditation as well. If I know I'm going to be having a tough one coming up, I'll do it beforehand, if not after.
Great. Marianne Preble, did you have a question? I saw your hand up. You're muted.
Okay. I agree with Tucker that we have a meeting over across or after the meetings on the Zoom, I either do games or sit and watch TV to get so I won't be stressed.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marianne.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions for the board candidates today? And Regina has said that she does the same thing in the chat. Meditation is hard for her though. Kyle, I see your hand.
It's not really a question, but it's just to wish you guys good luck, and I hope you guys get on the board and work hard for the board. So
Thanks, Kyle. Josh?
Just want to take this opportunity to wish everybody good luck on the board, and that's the best opportunity, and I just wish everybody so.
Great, thank you, Josh. Do any of the other SUFU staff have any questions for the candidates? Okay, I guess we don't. All right.
Lonnie,
Yes, Marianne.
I got my booster shot already.
You did? Wow.
Yeah, I called Lori and let her know I got it last Wednesday.
That's awesome.
So I've got all 3 of them.
Great. Thanks for sharing that.
I'll be getting my flu shot the 7th.
Good. You're trying to stay healthy over there.
Yeah.
Marianne Swank, do you have something to say? You're muted, so you'll have to unmute.
just try to do the best you can. And that's all you can do. And if you're stressed out, just walk away from it and do something else. Go somewhere else. Don't even think about it. And come back. And when you come back, you're more refreshed. You're more into it. You know what you're doing now. So just do the best you can do. That's all you can do.
It's a great strategy. I use it all the time.
That's good. That's very good. Me, I just sit here because I have a bad back. So I just sit here. But I'll live. But try to do the best you can. That's all you can ask.
Great. So, just gonna do one more plug here for the conference, unless somebody had a question for a candidate. No? Okay. If you would like to be able to vote on the board candidates, you need to come, you know, well, I guess we're gonna do it at chapters, but, it would be really awesome if we did have some folks show up for the conference. We do have some great things happening. We do have a little bit of an entertainment piece set up for after our awards ceremony during the conference. I was able to find someone to come on and do a little bit of entertainment for us, so that's exciting. Oh, and I guess that I also needed to announce that we have two people that are on the board, but they're up for re-election, and that is Regina and Curtis. And then there are two other candidates that couldn't be here today, and that's Christian Powers and Caitlin Boyce. Caitlin recently moved from Caribou to Waterville, and she was dealing with, you know, coming back and doing some more moving. And I believe Christian has a job and was not able to get the day off for that. So for today, but they are also running. And if there were any specific questions that people had for them, we could reach out to see if they could answer those. So Hope, I see your hand.
It is a question to you. Did you get my $30 for the conference?
I sure did.
Okay, cause I didn't know